So this is the main activity for today. So the last couple of class periods we've talked about triangle congruence, and there are 5 rules: angle, side angle, 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 side, 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 side angle, side, hypotenuse leg, which are all illustrated here in this activity. So what you're doing in this activity is you're trying to decide, based on the triangles, do we have enough information to indicate the triangles are congruent or not? And if they're not congruent, there's generally 2 options. Either no, they're not congruent because there's just simply not enough information, or no, there is enough information but the triangles aren't congruent. So for example, a triangle could have a side angle side of 6 followed by a 30-degree angle followed by 7, and the other triangle could have a 6 with a 45-degree angle followed by 7. They both show side angle side, but they're not showing side angle side in the same way. So the triangles themselves are, there's enough information to say that these triangles show a pattern that works, but they're definitely not congruent. One of the things we also talked about with similarity is that sometimes we have to rely on 3 additional things to find more information. Sometimes you're only given 2 pieces of information, such as this first problem, and so are there any vertical angles? And so basically vertical angles is where 2 lines intersect each other, or 2 segments, and these angles that are opposite each other are called vertical angles. The second one we talked about is shared side. And a shared side basically means that the 2 triangles are actually sharing, let's say, side AB here, and quite often that's not marked, but we can mark that as an additional piece of information. And then the third one is parallel lines. If we have parallel lines, then there's always going to be angles that at 180 or are going to be congruent to each other. Make sure with parallel lines, even though the picture may look like the lines are parallel, if they don't have arrowheads on them, or if they are not, you're not told they're parallel, we assume they're not, even if they look like they're parallel. And so my comment about when you have parallel lines, if you draw this Z shape along the 2 parallel lines in the transversal, and the angle that's being created by the Z, those 2 angles are always congruent to each other with parallel lines, and they're called alternate interangles. Those are probably vertical angles, and alternate interangles are probably the 2 most used angle pairs when looking at congruency. There are some others, but you'll probably find that over 90% of the time, those are the 2 that you're looking for. So in the first problem, I want you to look at the problem itself, look at the 3 options that I presented here, and is there anything that we can still mark that we haven't marked yet, because each triangle only shows 2 pieces of information. And if the answer is yes, then mark that 3rd piece of information. Do we have now enough information to select one of the 5 patterns? If the answer is yes, then click yes, and then which answer. And if there's still not enough information because we don't have one of those 5 patterns, then we select one of the no's. Go ahead and finish up the problem. Turn the video back on when you're ready to continue. So hopefully you decided to choose shared side, because both the triangle ADC and triangle ABC are both sharing line segment AC. So both triangles are going to be congruent because they are showing side, 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 the same side. So if I take the triangle ADC, for example, if I rotate it 180 degrees, I should be able to put the 2 triangles on top of each other, and they should match up perfectly. So I'm going to let you do the next 2 problems. Think about, again, do we have enough information? If not, which of the 3 options I presented can we use? Vertical angles, shared side, parallel lines. Go ahead and complete them, turn the video back on when you're ready to continue. So like the previous problem, both these triangles are sharing line segment AD. So we have here one angle. So there are always going to be two choices when there is one angle. It's either going to be a side angle side or side angle. Side angle side is the one that works. Side angle is the one that we have sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. What side angle looks like is I have a side, followed by another side, followed by an angle. That would be an example of side angle. For side angle side, that means that I have an angle, and then I'm also using the two sides that are used to make the angle. And that would be side angle side. And this picture here is what's being illustrated here. I have my angle, and I'm using the two sides that are being used for that angle. So this is an example of side angle side. So this is a yes by side angle side. In this problem here, we don't have shared side this time, but what we do have are vertical angles. So we have two angles and a side. So that means that the answer is going to definitely be yes. It's either going to be angle side angle or angle angle side. So for angle side angle, we talked about this a couple days ago. You start with the side in the middle. This is the middle thing here. And then off each side is going to be an angle that's going to be constructed. So if you look at this picture here, if I look at this side here, only an angle is being constructed off of the left side. The other angle, which is that angle E, is not being constructed off of D. So that makes this one here is going to be angle, angle, followed by the side. So the answer is still yes, and it is angle, angle side. You go ahead and do the next three, and turn the video back on when you are ready to continue. So in this problem, hopefully you notice that they have a shared side again. Now the order this time, again, we have two sides and an angle, and both triangles are marked the same way. So we either have side angle side or we have side angle. So this one here, again for side angle, I have a side, followed by another side, followed by angle. And if I look at this one, I have a side, followed by a side, followed by the angle. So this one here is actually showing side angle. And if I look at the bottom triangle, I have a side, followed by a side, followed by an angle. So I'm showing, again, side angle. And generally the answer here is going to be no. It's not going to work. But because we have a right triangle, that means that this is the hypotenuse, and these are legs. So even though it's a side angle, it's the special case of the side angle, and this is the special case that always works. So this is a yes by hypotenuse leg. First problem, we actually don't have anything that they share. There's no vertical angles, there's no parallel lines, no shared side. But they do have enough information that we're basically doing a side followed by an angle, followed by a side angle side. We have a same side, a single, followed by the angle, followed by the side. So again, this is side angle side. They're both showing side angle side the same way. This is a yes, side angle side. And the last one of this group, both triangles are showing the same triangle markings, so they both are showing the three sides being marked congruent with a single, a double, and triple. If this, add another piece of information, if this XZ would have had an extra tick mark, both triangles would have been shown side, but this would have been a no. There's enough information for us to conclude that the triangles are not congruent because they're not marked the same. But in this case here, they are marked the same. So the triangles are congruent. That would be a yes by side, side, side. So there are 4 left. So hopefully you're getting better at recognizing the extra piece of information. Hopefully you're getting a little bit better at determining the difference between, let's say, side angle, side angle. And we're going to be working on congruency this week and into next week. So hopefully by the time we finish up chapter 4, we'll feel comfortable with the patterns, how to identify the differences between angle, and angle, side angle, and side angle, side. Those are the 2 groups that usually students confuse the most. Go ahead and do the next 2. Turn the video back on when you're ready to continue. So once again, we have a shared side. And by marking the line segment LR as a shared side, both triangles are showing the same 3 pieces of information, which is side, side, side. And it's showing it the same way. So this is a yes. Side, side, side. Problem 8, hopefully you recognized that they had that shared side again. And again, because you have 2 angles and a side, we either are looking at a side with the 2 angles being built off of it, which is angle, side, angle, or we have an angle followed by another angle, followed by side. This is angle, angle, side. So one thing that I suggest to you is when you're looking at this, if I draw on the side, are the 2 angles coming off of each end, each angle coming off of each end point of the side? And if the answer is yes, then we're looking at angle, side, angle. If the answer is no, then we're looking at angle, angle, side. In this case here, both angles are coming off the end point of AB, and that's true for both triangles. So this is a yes by angle, side, angle. Problem 9, the shared side is actually already marked, and if you look at both triangles, we definitely have 3 pieces of information in both triangles. Actually, the one on the left has 4 pieces of information. This one here, I have a side, followed by an angle, followed by side, so that is side, angle, side. And so the other triangle doesn't show the same side, angle, side. You have a single, double angle, double side, single, double angle, double side. So this one is also showing side, angle, side, using the same order and the same tick marks. So this is a yes by side, angle, side. So sometimes, in this case here, we were given an extra piece of information that we didn't use. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes we'll have extra information that we just simply have to ignore. All right, we have 2 left. You go ahead and finish up the last 2. Turn the video back on when you are ready to continue. So in problem number 10, both triangles are showing the same side, side, side rule based on single tick mark, double tick mark. You can think about taking triangle OCB and rotating it like 180 degrees around 0, 0, and you can, the 2 triangles would match up perfectly. So this is a yes by side, side, side. And then the last problem, the triangles are don't have vertical angles, don't have shared side, we don't have parallel lines. It looks like they're right triangles, but they're not marked, so we assume they're not. So we do have 2 sides and angles, so again we have either side, angle, side, or we have side, side, angle. And again, side, side, angle is have 2 sides, and then followed by an angle. And side, angle, side would be we have an angle, and then the side is the 2 sides are being marked off of that angle. So the angle and the sides are connected. So this one here, if this was the triangle ABE, if it was side, angle, side, that means angle B would be marked, because if I use angle B and kind of highlight there, the 2 sides are being